guys, in our previous lesson we learnt about staff lines and we learnt about the treble clef, which is used by higher pitched instruments like the violin, piccolo, flute, oboe and so on. And we learnt about the bass clef, which is used by lower sounding instruments like the cello, double bass, bassoon, etc. Today we learn about the grand staff, which is used by instruments that require the entire range. Instruments like the piano, harp, glockenspiel. So these require the entire range, right from the lower register to the higher register. So we learn about the grand staff and we'll see how the notes are written in it and how to follow them.
This what I have here is a grand staff, and as you can see, the treble and the bass clef are joined together with a bar line that goes across both the clefs, and there's also a curly bracket called a brace. These two elements will tell you that it is a grand staff. What happens in a grand staff is that the treble and the bass clef are no longer treated as two separate staff lines. They become one line. So suppose I have a few notes in the bass clef followed by a few notes in the treble. I will play it that way. I won't finish off with the treble and then move on to the bass. Similarly, if I have a chord spread through both the clefs as shown, then I will play all four notes together and not treble clef followed by the bass clef notes, because in a grand staff both clefs have to be played simultaneously. Let's have a look at this piece of music, which is a song with piano accompaniment. But how would we know what is to be played on the piano and what is to be sung? This is when the brace helps us identify and differentiate the accompaniment from the song or other instrumental parts. Sometimes you may get a grand staff with only treble clefs or only bass clefs. How do we read these? So let's take both treble clefs for example. You then simply have to play the left hand in the higher register or the treble clef section, that is middle C and above, as discussed in the previous lesson. And similarly, you will play the right hand in the bass clef section if both clefs in the grand staff are bass clefs. I will put the link to the lesson about staff lines in the description box. Now let's have a look at this piece from the Faber primer level book, and let's discuss about a few things we've learned in the previous lessons. Here we can see that the piece is written on a grand staff and we have two lines in this piece with 8 measures. Also note that the time signature is 3/4 and must be written on the treble and the bass clef of the first grand staff line only. Keep in mind that the time signature is not written on the lines to follow.
I'll first play this piece for you by saying the letter names aloud, and then we'll play it again with counts. Follow the music as I play. Let's begin. C, C, B, C, 2, moving to the right hand, D, E, E, D, E, 2, F, G, G and the left hand, C, B, 2, C, right hand, F, E, D, C, 2, 3. Again, beginning with the left hand, let's count. 1, 2, go. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If you feel that you've learned something from this video, then do share it. You might just help someone else who wants to learn the same things. And if you haven't subscribed yet, then do subscribe right away. There are more videos to come. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.